Hello, we are Team W and G. For our team members, we have Yatong, Zhefei, Xu, Fangyuan, Zhou. So today our topic is to talk about our manufacturing advanced simulation. For our overall business strategy and objectives, we are trying to minimize overall supply chain costs through coordination and collaboration with and across companies, which include inventory department, marketing department, and the financial department. So for the goal of the inventory department, they want to keep high utilization of the factory and also optimize carrying cost and ordering cost. Okay, so for the market department, their goal is to find the most profitable price and to make the inventory trade-offs. For financial part, their goal is to keep eyes on financial statements to make sure gain profits. For our presentation, there are three parts. So the first part is the marketing. I'm gonna present the marketing strategy of our team. There are three parts for the marketing strategy. The first one is pricing, second one is market preference, and the last one is market analysis. There are 6 key factors to be considered when adjust price. The first one is that the price should set higher than the cost. And considering the price and demand elasticity, and also we need to set different price for each distribution channel. And also the next one is we need to find out the most profitable price and corresponding to the inventory level. The last one will be the price compared with our company, with the competitor, and also the market price. First, about the cost for each item. To make sure that the higher contribution margin, our price should set higher, at least higher than those costs. So those two tables shows the cost reduction after changing the material mix trails. So for after the reduction of cost, even though the price is remain the same, the contribution margin in second 9 rounds will be higher than the first 9 rounds. Second, about the price and demand elasticity. From the economic theory, demand will decrease when the price increases. So for the first 4 rounds over here, we found that demand elasticity is low, so that we can gain more profit by increase our price. However, for round 6, we said the price of some items will be much higher than before. Consequently, our demand dropped dramatically on round 6. Thirdly, it is easier to set price according to the data of last round. So we also try to set profitable price on our price list. In addition, according to the inventory level, our price should be lower if our inventory level is high. So, for example, in round 6, it is better for us to reduce price of each items so that we can decrease our inventory level. Furthermore, according to the former game, we found that the optimum price is around company and the competitor's price. So for the first 5 rounds, we did keep price around the price of our competitors and market price. So, but it's our mistake to increase much higher than to increase the price much higher than others. Okay. Last, according to the instruction, our price for each distribution channel should be different. So for distribution 10, channel 10 should be 5 to 10% lower than distribution center 12. And also the price for distribution channel 14 should be 15 and 20% higher than distribution channel 12. Okay, let's talk about our market preference. I found that for the item F01, F02, F03, and F11 are the most popular items. And also for different customer regions, we found that there are different preferences for the different regions. So those information are very important data for manufacturing manager. So they need to increase the production of those items. For each distribution channel, there are also some preference for those items. So we should rank the items from the most popular to least popular of each DC. It is better for us only adjust the popular items and just keep the similar price for low demand items. That's all for the marketing part. Let's move to the inventory part.
Hi, this is Zhefei. I'm responsible for inventory part. First, I will show you the overview of inventory levels in each period. The first flow chart shows the inventory levels and the inventory movement in the first manufacturing game in each warehouse. And the first page is the main house, and each others is for the regional warehouse. The last flow chart shows the same things. To be noticed, here is a platform at the round 6. And because our marketing members increase the price, and here a slow inventory movement happens. Due to the inventory backlog in regional and a warehouse, the inventory in main warehouse cannot distribute, and high inventory level in round 6. And all of this chart also shows the inventory movement. In this chart, like the upward lines shows the inventory enter the warehouse, and the downward line means inventory out of the warehouse. And that's all for the overviews of inventory levels. And I also have some strategies during the simulation game to achieve the growth. First of all, I determine the order quantity to ensure enough raw materials. And the relative transportation code is MD61. Due to the limitation of the storage capacity and the production capacities, the total amount for all productions is 250,000, and the maximum of each product is 24,000. As a first manufacturing game, I average each product as 20,000 as order quantity and change it based on one round sale. The order quantity is calculated as the percentage of each product on total sale multiplies 250,000. The strategy changed as the second manufacturing gains. The order quantity changed based on the daily demand. When the daily demand was increased, I would increase the order quantities to meet the demand and decrease the order quantities of products on low daily demand. However, there is a mistake during the simulation games. The calculations is not accurate. I ignored there was a minimum of product quantities, which was 16,000. I should have changed the order quantity between 16,000 to 24,000. However, as a first manufacturing game, some products order quantity is lower than this mix minimum volumes, and as a result, it stopped conversions. That's why I changed the strategies as the second manufacturing games, and that strategy works well. Next strategy is determining accurate transfer quantities from main warehouse to regional warehouse, and the transaction code is ZMB1B. The transfer quantity is determined by the area's preference at first, and here is the preference of the first simulation games. And I also create the pie chart to express the person's will. And the preference influence the beginning allocations from the main warehouse to regional warehouse in the second round. Um, in second manufacturing game, I also consider the daily demand for each regional warehouse. On the basis of preference, I made tiny changes the same service level in I made a tiny change of the transfer quantities each round by daily demand to keep the same service level in each regional warehouse. The final allocation plans, which can be also used in the future, is shows as this one. Then I decided when I should purchase orders, and the relative transport transaction code is MD01 and ME59N. Reorder point is calculated as daily demand multiplies lead time. In here, lead time equals the production's lead time at the maximum ordering lead time, which is 5 days, and the transportation lead time, which I set as 2 days. Daily demand is calculated, and the result is six, 13,620. Production lead time is calculated as daily demand divided capacity, which is 0.57. Max ordering lead time is 5 days. The result is 103,100. According to this result, at least when raw materials for products was at 103,100, I would reorder reorder. The also from the look at here, I keep the reorder point around these numbers, but I from the round 5 to round 9 to increase the sale, I add the safe stock and keep the reorder quantity as 170,000 to meet all demands. Finally, I convert production and code is CO41. This chart shows our group's production schedules. I tried my best to keep producing even though some point of the conversions reduced to the zero, something like this point. But I continue to keep the nice conversions and keep it still working. Generally speaking, its performance well, except lack of raw materials stock in few days, something like this one. And the sequence of conversions is decided by communicating with other group members. I put products with high daily demand periods and put unhurried products after it to meet all the demand. That's all for the inventory part. And let's move to the financial part.
Next, I'm going to talk about the financial analysis part. I will evaluate this simulation, go through the financial statements, and analyze from sales revenue, cost, profit, working capital, and debt management. In my job, my goal is to keep eyes on financial statements, and our net profit is keeping increasing. During the simulation, I need to pay the bank loan, make decision on setup time reduction, increasing capital, and change product design. We met some challenges, like we have struggled to maintain an outstanding rating. Also, it's hard for us to make a decision on whether investing in capital and set up time. Actually, we made a mistake in this game because I ignored the importance of advertisement investment. Therefore, we lost a lot chance to promote our products to more customers. And for our plan, we plan to pay sufficient bank loan on time and make a wise decision through analysis previous return of investment. As seen from this income statement, we have combined total 18 rounds simulation together and get a number here. Our total net income is more than 6 million. It is really good achievement. In terms of balance sheet, we can see we have invested a large potential in long-term asset. Since we have a long-term plan to gain perfect. Based on the sales data, we rank the products from the largest value to the least value. And we can see the best seller is 5-gram nuts muesli. It reached more than 50 million sales and accounts for 13% of total sales. Considering about sales revenue by regions, we can see the best seller region is South area. Meanwhile, both 1 kilometer nuts muesli and 500-gram nuts muesli accounts for a large portion in 3 regions. Considering about sales revenue by distribution channel, we can see distribution channel 12 sells more than other 2 channels. It reached more than 250 million sales. Talking about cost analysis, we consider fixed cost first. After sum up labor cost, manufacturing overhead, depreciation cost, other expenses, and loan interest, we get total fixed cost of $26,048. Assumed our productivity efficiency is 75%, we would produce 18,000 units per day. Each product would cost $1.45. As shown by working efficiency, fixed cost for each product will decrease. As for variable cost, we have analyzed the raw material cost and referred to required ingredients quantity table. According to minimal limitation, the cheaper cost rank, we found wet and oats are most cheaper material. Therefore, we reduce each product variable cost by adjusting ingredients. The right table shows comparison before and after we change the product design. It is useful, and we really save a lot from it. Talking about the profit, we ranked a total 12 products based on 18 rounds contribution margin. 500 nuts muesli is the best seller and account for 17% of total contribution margin. If we analyze profit by region, North and South area have made similar contribution margin. Both of them almost reach $7 million. If we analyze profit by distribution channel, we can see rank from most profitable to least profitable one are 12, 14, and 10. Distribution channel 12 is the most profitable one. It's a green one. When we analyze our team profitability ratio, we can find that we have reached 74.7% gross contribution margin ratio. It is a really good indicator. However, return on asset and return on equity are not very high since I combined two simulations together, but we didn't do well in the first time and invested a lot unnecessary asset for the first time. Talking about a working capital analysis, this chart has combined total 18 round simulation. We have invested in long-term asset more than 47 million, accounts for 87% of total asset. As you can see from ratio analysis, those indicators suggest we have operated the business not too bad except a working capital turnover. It shows negative numbers here. Since the current liability is greater than current asset, that means I didn't pay bank loan on time. Talking about debt management, I use code FB50 to pay bank loan for each round. Finally, we get 19.4% debit to asset ratio and 45. Sorry. And 43.37% debit to equity ratio. It is really high since I have made mistakes that I didn't pay sufficient money for several times. Therefore, bank loan is too high. Talking about the technical analysis of the business, we capture data from Excel and analyze data through pivot table and the Yatong website. Besides, we need to keep analyze mistakes and find a solution to over gaps with other groups. We have several strategies. We have to set up the initial price which close to the market price, and we have to always keep eyes on the change of inventory volume and net income. Also, we have always keep sufficient inventory even in the last day, and we have to keep close communication with other departments when operating the business. That's all for our presentation today. Thanks.